Dajihao. So one way that we can look at these gunas is in the context of the social classes. We remember that the social classes are also the four elements, right? And so we can now take, let's say, the Brahman signs that are of course based on the water element and see what gunas they have. And the Brahman signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And we know that the water signs, of course, they want to emotionally connect with themselves and life around. But depending on the guna, they're going to do this sort of with a different motivation. Now, Cancer is a Brahman sign with a sattvic motivation. And so it's inspired to connect out of a feeling of acceptance and peace and devotion, right? Cancer has warm, truthful feelings and it wants to express them, okay? Now, Pisces is the other Brahman sign that's motivated by Sattva Guna. And so they are connected with their higher source. And out of that connection, they connect with life around them and show understanding and empathy towards others. So those watery Brahman signs, they are sattvic, and that allows them really to be free and self-aware and happy. And in this way, they connect with the world. Scorpio is also a watery Brahman sign, but it is motivated by Tamaguna. So Scorpio is where we focus on our emotional problems and where we need to work on fixing them. Okay, otherwise, of course, we're gonna remain miserable. And Scorpio is ruled by Mars, and so that's where we get all that emotional strength. And this is where we can, discipline ourselves and train ourselves to be happy. The Kshatriyas are those who lead and inspire others by their example. And the three Kshatriya signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Aries is Rajas, and Leo and Sagittarius are Sattva. So Aries is, of course, Rajas, and so Aries is going to be excited, right? He is the adventurer, the warrior, the trailblazer, right? When we first get that adventurous spirit, there's this excitement about it. We might not really know what we are doing, but somehow or another, we are just really motivated about it. Just like the person who reads a lot of, fantasy books, they have sort of an excitement about going on an adventure. So that is sort of the excitement of the Rajasic Kshatriya sign of Aries, okay? And there has to be some excitement for a person to do something new, right? Because what they're going to be doing is something that hasn't been done before. It's brand new, and so they need that push of that excitement to do it. And so many times, right, when we do something different, people don't like it because people don't want to change, right? Even though it's better, but still, someone other, we just always get stuck sort of in our status quo. We just want to do always the same thing. And so it's hard for us actually to change and accept something new and different, even though it's better, okay? And so therefore, we need that excitement of Aries and this Raja's energy so that we don't actually listen to others and just do what we need to do. Then Leo is the Sattvic Kshatriya, right? This is the more grown-up Kshatriya that knows what it can do, it knows how to lead, and it knows what it is capable of, right? Leo is going to be able to create and build a world based on capability. Now, we also have the other Sattvic Kshatriya, Sagittarius, that really understands the importance of goodness, the importance of leadership and being a good example for others, right? To be that force of good in the world that can uplift the world. And both Leo and Sagittarius are actually very responsible and reliable signs because they have this sattvic motivation. that comes from their inspiration and purpose in life. Now, next are the Vaishyas or mercantile people, okay? The Vaishya signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Taurus is Rajasic, and Virgo and Capricorn are Tamasic. Now, what are Vaishyas doing? They want to sell and market products and services. Right? They want to create and develop something of value. And the things that solve problems have the most value. When it comes down to it, people are always going to pay the most for something that fixes their problems. Of course, people are always going to love luxuries, products of high quality, those things that give comfort. Of course, those things, are always going to sell really well. But when it comes down to making money, if you can sell something that's going to help people with their problems, then you are going to have a very safe market for your business. Virgo and Capricorn know that they can offer something that helps people with their problems, right? Virgo is the 6th sign of the zodiac, and they have the reputation that they are the specialist, they are the skilled worker, because they have developed a skill to a very high level. They can create the best of something that helps people deal with their problems. And let's say they are a musician, right? Then they actually might make music to alleviate people's stress, right? They won't just play music for entertainment purposes like Gemini would, right? No, they know that, hey, this can actually help others, right? I can make money by producing music, let's say in this case, that can help people to focus better on their creative work, or that allows them to study better for their exams. Capricorn, on the other hand, will really deal with things that are more critical to survival. Capricorn is the sign that represents hospital administrators, and those types of people, right? Those who have a lot of power and position to help people with their suffering. And in general, actually, anything that's sold to deal with people's most extreme fears is ruled by Capricorn. So any merchant that gets involved with things that help people deal with their worst problems has a Capricorn influence. So selling life insurance, medical insurance, any type of insurance, that is all connected to Capricorn. Now, selling insurance, that is a Capricorn Vaishya profession. Virgos, they really won't do that as much, right? Virgos want to sell more things that help refresh people, so that people feel energized, that they feel young again. Virgo is the young girl. And so Virgo says, look, take this product and you will feel 10 years younger. But Capricorn is gonna sell you something that is like, hey, this is gonna protect you from getting cancer, right? I know you're scared of cancer, so you take this and it will protect you, okay? Or I know you just bought this apartment, you're scared of losing it, buy this insurance. So Capricorn things are a lot more heavy and dire, right? Buying an insurance is really, it's a negative thing, because when you buy an insurance, you basically say, hey, when I get sick, I will be able to afford it. And so you're already telling you're telling yourself basically that that when I get sick. So when you buy yourself insurance, you are in some ways already setting yourself up for sickness. And Virgo doesn't want you to feel sick, right? It doesn't want you to think about being sick. Virgo wants you to think about rejuvenation and being young again. And so Virgo has really sort of a completely different mindset when it comes to, what they want to sell for removing your pain. But, both these Vaishyas, the Capricorn and Virgo signs, they really know that the most needed people are those who can help you with your problems. And Mars is exalted in Capricorn, right? And so that's, let's say, the perfect surgeon who can help you deal with your problems. And they really understand that the most valuable things are the things that help people deal with their problems. And if I have a skill that allows me to help other people, then hey, I will have a good business and I will be doing good financially. Now there's another Vaishya sign, and that is Taurus. And Taurus is motivated by Rajaguna. So it will be quite different actually than the other Vaishya signs. Taurus likes to sell stuff that excites people, right? Luxuries, entertainment, food, clothes, all the good things that the world can offer us. And it is really all those things that people get excited and passionate about. That's what the Taurus Vaishya wants to do business with, right? He wants to develop a skill that people go, wow, this is really amazing. I want to buy this, or, you're doing such a great job because you make our life so enjoyable, so comfortable. You can just make us smile, okay? And yeah, we really love what you're doing. You make our life just so wonderful and pleasant. Now, of course, you can also see Virgos and Capricorn people, doing those kinds of jobs as well. But more often, you find that those types of professions and businesses really fall under the realm of Taurus. And finally, we get to the Shudra signs of Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. And Aquarius is a tamasic sign, and Libra and Gemini are rajasic. So that shows that most Shudras are rajasic, right? They want to be something that they can be excited about. They go to work and their work is hard, and so they need something to be excited about in their life so that they feel like that their life is good. All Shudras know that life is hard. And so they have to do their work to be okay, but then there needs to be something that they can actually enjoy. And for Libra, that means that Libra is excited about the give and take, right? Libra thinks, I work so hard, so what do I get in return? I have to work and I have to do this, because then I can afford all the excitement the world can offer me. And so Libra is really doing this trade to pay for the excitement, right? I do this, and then I get the excitement in return. Gemini is also rajasic, but actually it's quite different, right? Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus is the sign of all the good stuff that we can get from this world. And but Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is not really so much what we can get from this world. It's about how we are playing the game of life, right? Gemini is developing the skills to play our game better in this world. Gemini wants to play that game with excitement, and most important, of course, it wants to play it in a way so that it can win. And so yes, Gemini is also a Shudra, and so they need to really, get through life. Life is hard, but they want to get through life playing the game as best as they can, with as much excitement as possible. And of course, there's nothing more exciting for them than actually winning. And so when they, buy a real estate, right, then they, for them, there's nothing more exciting than sort of getting the best deal on the mortgage, or, buying the house just at the right time, when it is when they can get the best price on the market. Now, Libra is the Rajasic Shudra that knows that life on earth takes a toll, and we have to have something in life really that makes it worthwhile. And Libra's passion really, wants to find, that something special that they can enjoy that makes their life worthwhile. Now, Gemini is the other rajasic shooter sign that knows that life is hard, but they just want to make life as exciting as possible, and they just want to play the best game. Now, finally, we can also talk about the tamasic shooter sign of Aquarius, right? As I said, for shooters, life is hard, and because they see life as, as work and then sort of the enjoyments that they get afterwards. Now, Aquarius is also motivated by Tamagon, which means that for them, trying to find ways to actually deal with their problem becomes very important. Ultimately, they really want to become free from, their burdens in life, or be able to bear them as lightly as possible. And Aquarius is really motivated to get to the point where they are just not bothered anymore by their problems, right? Once Aquarius is free of all their trauma, of all the issues that they have sort of always struggled with throughout their life, they can actually be quite contented people, right? They don't really need a lot of excitement and stimulation in their life, right? Their main concern is that they can be free, free from their problems, and that prospect of freedom and peace is ultimately what excites them the most about their life.